Hey, breathing again. Some gon' leave like trees in the wind. Well, y'all gon' see like B to begin. That BC days, y'all free to pretend. Hey, cap on the internet, rap, we ain't into that. Fact, I'ma interject crazy. Hey, whack, I'ma intercept that with the intellect. Chat, better give me that gravy. Hey, that mean chicken. Gotta blow that, get it back, never know the cause. Yak, get the black, and a few stacks, never gon' lack any cobras, dog. Hey, I don't got a cross for the NBA. I seen Tobin, the all-white promo vid. And if God be for me, I ain't got a mind to against me. Hey, shoot the shot like I'm Curry. Ooh, I don't cap for my pictures. Ooh, narrow way, but I'm sturdy. Yeah, I don't pass on the scriptures. Hey, walk with it 4 seasons. Never going back is no reason. Devil trying to tag you, throw demons. I don't never lack, I'm pro defense. Double check y'all Twitter feeds. It's a whole lot of big cap, like a biz hat, no ministry. It'll wall fall like winter leaves. And if you don't got Christ in the middle with the bread like a centerpiece, you'll probably gotta retool. No sheep food, so hard for the inner piece. All cap like Captain America. Capsaicin and capture the area. Cap crunch, cap Marvel.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, this is from the FHFA director, Bill Pulte. He is the conservator of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. He just posted on X, after significant studying and in keeping with President Trump's vision to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, today I ordered the great Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to prepare their businesses to count cryptocurrency as an asset for a mortgage. Interesting, in the note, he then has a release from the FHFA, whereas cryptocurrency is an emerging asset class that may offer an opportunity to build wealth outside of the stock market and bond markets. Cryptocurrency has not typically been considered in the mortgage risk assessment process for the mortgage from mortgage loans delivered to the enterprises without converting that cryptocurrency into dollars.
Something very strange happened with a post that the president made about cryptocurrency. That's like, if this happens, what else are you going to say? This could be exponentially explosive. Because when we go to the past and we're like, well, remember when we were skeptics about Bitcoin?
It's ridiculous.
Basically virtual currency, the same that you get for blasting aliens in a video game.
Well, you know, Hal Finney and all this stuff, cryptocurrency, and then you're like, Julian Assange in 2011, 2012 accepts donations in Bitcoin. What? Why would he accept Bitcoin? He does. Winklevoss twins, they like Bitcoin. Yeah, those are the Facebook guys, right? Yeah. Richard Branson likes Bitcoin. Richard Branson, Elon Musk in 2014, first time he tweeted about it. Then in 2020, 2021, he bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin with Tesla. Bill Gates initially said good things. Now he's critical about it. Then you think about institutions when they came in. 2020, MicroStrategy buys $250 million of Bitcoin. What? Why would he buy so much Bitcoin? Then Morgan Stanley, then others started getting involved. Then BlackRock starts a Bitcoin ETF, 150,000 Bitcoins they buy. Dude, if all of these guys are now looking at this, maybe I ought to consider a little bit of my portfolio being tied to cryptocurrency. And then the president puts this on Truth Social. You ready? President Trump on Sunday announces that he wants to establish a crypto strategic reserve for the US government, kind of like Fort Knox with gold. We're talking crypto. That will include things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP Ripple, Solana, and Cardano. Whoa, the government wants to have a strategic reserve of cryptocurrency? They do. What's left after that? Is this a way of saying confirmation at the highest level that you ought to maybe consider getting into it? Maybe.
10 years time, you've got $1.8 million sitting in Bitcoin. You can now borrow up to 50% of the value of that Bitcoin. So you could borrow out $900,000 from the financial institution. And here's the benefit with doing that. One is you're not selling the Bitcoin, so you're still going to keep exposure to the market because it could still go up. And as you can see over that up to 20 years, it's going to go up to $32 million. So why would you want to sell the 1.8 million and miss out on the potential gains? So you keep the Bitcoin, and by keeping the Bitcoin, you now don't have to pay any capital gains tax. And by borrowing the $900,000 or up to $900,000 on that Bitcoin, that is a loan. So that is now not treated as income. So again, is not a taxable event. So you're going to get the full $900,000. 10 years time.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. 40 days, God, I've been Swayze. Grew the beard out, that ain't shady. That's a bird, man, I ain't baby. Talking whole pie, that's so crazy. How I got a shot, raise the bean sprout up, put a crown up on her head so the boys seeing, no, that's a lady. If you ain't catch a double that time on the last rhyme, dog, I could help you. I got plenty more where that came from. When I brainstorm, I need shelter. It's enough water from the Most High.
What's good, baby? It's your boy Dale. I'm back in the saddle again. Our motto is to buy, build. We already bought it already, so we already own it, free and clear. Refinance to long-term debt, cash flow. That is the motto. Cliff, man, is that a pretty strong motto, man? What do you think?
Man, the model is strong. Like, you're getting each piece of the invest, right?
What it do, y'all? It's your partner Dale and Cliff back in the saddle again for another edition of Real Estate Friday Live. It's been a very, 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 very eventful week. Cliff, how you doing, big time? You doing all right, baby?
Man, doing good, doing good.
Good stuff, man. Guys, we're going to jump right into it, guys, because we have a pretty busy day. It's homecoming week for your partner, man, and then baby girl is this and that. It's everything. So we got to get in and get out. That's why we're going to get a little bit in, get early. If you could do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, guys, and that little bell door, guys, whatever you're on. Click on it, guys. Dive into it real quick with Cliff, man. Real quick with Cliff, we're going to do a little something different. I'm going to talk about the topics. Then we're going to go into the current market analysis. Today, guys, we're talking about the housing market on edge. Man, we got a video we're going to show you guys, and me and Cliff are going to respond. And then we have $37 trillion in crypto real estate. How is that going to benefit, or how is it going to kind of change the real estate industry? Crypto as an asset of mortgage. We talked about it last week, which is fine. But what if we can use crypto to actually not only acquire real estate as a retailer, but also as an investor? And number four, also investor opportunities because of this situation. But Cliff, let's dive into the current market analysis, man. Real quick, Cliff, what's going on in the market, man? What are you seeing?
Man, the market's pretty much still going sideways. We're starting to see a little bit of drop in the mortgage rates. I think that's where it's going to head. I think it's going to be longer, a longer term kind of thing where we're going to see mortgage rates start to drop a little bit. And we're going to see some of that come back into the market. Now, I have seen right around 500,000 to be more weakness. There's still weakness in the real estate market.
It is.
There's still weakness. The buyers are not coming out. Things are more expensive. Mm-hmm. What's happening is, especially here in DFW, man, the number one thing I hear the most is taxes. Taxes are high out here. Man, they eating people up. And the insurance. We're starting to see insurance go up. Matter of fact, I was looking at trying to get some new insurance for my rental property, and I actually saw some insurance agents or insurance companies pulling out in Texas.
Whoa.
They're starting to pull. I didn't know either. I was looking to try to get some lower prices on the rental properties, and they're pulling out because they're saying that the cost for the wind and hail damage, we get a lot of hail almost every year. The insurance companies are starting to pull out.
So it's kind of the same effect that was happening not in California, but in Florida. Florida, when it comes to the hurricanes that are coming in, and also California when it comes to the fires, things of that nature there, you're seeing the same effect in Texas because of the hail damage. Is that right?
Exactly. Yes. Because it's a new roof. It's a brand new roof, and that's costly for them. And then you do the numbers. And you got, when that hailstorm comes, we get these big bands that come across all of Texas. I mean, you could just think about thousands of houses that are being hit by that wind, hail, and they want a new roof. And that's $30K a roof easily on every house. On those $1 million houses, that could be $100,000. So insurance is becoming a bigger issue.
Yes, it is.
And man, I think that we could see a stagnant market because we're not seeing the incomes keep up with the costs that continue to rise.
I agree. I'm seeing in a very affluent area in the northern part of Dallas called Prosper. Prosper exploded. They're known for their castles called high schools. Called high schools. Man, they have about 3, and they're building a 4th one. And the 3rd one they built is ridiculous. I think it's about 1 million square feet. They have an amazing stadium. Then they also have 6 or 7 tennis courts, 3 gyms. I mean, it's Burger King, Pizza Hut, McDonald's. I mean, it's sick. But what's going on, guys, is that is paid for by property taxes. So they were building new homes, right, in those areas. And for the first 2 or 3 years, you're paying a certain set amount of a property taxes because it's a new development. And that in the end of the second, early part of the 3rd year, what happens, Cliff? More homes are built, and there's a readjustment for the property taxes. Well, for some odd reason, people did not plan for that readjustment in the second early part of that third year, and it went from like $3,000 to $20,000 per home. That's a huge uptick. For instance, guys, let's look at that from a payment standpoint. All right, $3,000 divided by 12 is $250 a month. That would be the tax portion of your escrow payment. Now, 20,000 times 12, Cliff. That's 20,000. My bad. Times divided by 12 is $1,666. So you go from $250 on a property tax escrow payment per month to $1,600. That is a crap load of a jump. Would you agree or disagree?
Man, it is, and that's what's happening. The more and more I see, and some bad real estate agents out there and title companies. I talk to title companies all the time. They just don't know. Like, for the big thing that I see is on new construction. So I'll give you a little bit of wisdom. So as an appraiser, one of the biggest issues that I find is on the new construction, the builder is not coordinating with the county.
Correct.
In a way that's giving clear lines on tax ID.
Correct.
Lot sizes.
Correct.
Because what they'll see is they'll have all the houses and they'll say the same lot size when you go look at it.
Yes.
At some point in time, there's going to be a survey. The county is going to use satellites, and they're going to say, no, your lot size is not 6,000 like these other people. It's 7. It's 8.
Yes.
Yours is 20% higher, 30% higher. Additionally, the city doesn't quite, or the county doesn't quite know what the value of the home is going to be when they build the subdivision.
Correct.
So they give them a basic number for the taxes. Like they'll say 3,000 something.
Correct.
Then once several houses have sold, and that information becomes prevalent for the county, they can say, this is $1 million house.
Yes, sir.
Taxes go from 3 to 20, and people don't know that they get sticker shock
every time.
And the realtors are not telling them, and the title companies are not telling them.
Not at all. This is why when you buy do a new build, you better get a survey. You better get a survey up front. You better, so you can counteract what the county or the county and or city may say. No, your lot size is this. No, sir, I got a survey right here. About X survey at this time. Nothing has changed here. Here it is. Because you actually have the right to go and appeal a tax bill annually. You have the power to do that. But you make sure that you have your ducks in a row. So when you go before the county appraisal district, you can actually make a good sound case. I've heard a lot of individuals do that, and they have saved themselves from that uptick. It may went up maybe 2,000 versus 17,000. You see what I'm saying? That's a big difference.
And I'll tell you something too. So people don't know this either. This is a little info that people don't know because I get a chance to see it. Where you see a lot of tax breaks is commercial. Ooh. And what commercial? The big companies that come into town, they buy property. Before they buy it, they negotiate, say, hey, we'll buy this and we're going to open up this big area, or we're going to open this big store. Or franchises come in like a McDonald's, we want to build 7 or 8.
Yes.
But the taxes are a little high. Can you give us a 10-year, 50, 60, 70% tax relief?
Ooh.
So we can come in and be profitable and established before we start paying full taxes. And then what do you think that happens when that 10 years is up? They want to
negotiate every time. That's called an appeal.
Right.
That's called an appeal.
Because they made their money and they said, we'll just close the store down.
Yep.
Unless you really go. And the county's like, so just to give you an idea, how often do commercial properties win their appeals or renegotiations? About 70 to 80% of the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And most retail buyers or borrowers that are on the retail residential side, most of the time they lose their appeals because they are not prepared. They have taken shortcuts to get when they buy because they're not being advised by professionals, the realtors, as well as some mortgage brokers as well. This is when you have to have an attorney involved in the entire process. Say, okay, what am I missing? Pay the extra $350, $500, right, for the time of said attorney to make sure you got everything. Specifically, if you are building a home, because most of those contracts are severely one-sided toward the builder and not the borrower.
Oh yeah.
You better make sure you get a attorney involved. That's your advocate, because they're in the space of understanding real estate law and not a realtor or a mortgage broker. That's not their space. Right. Their space at all. But yeah, guys, again, just a little bit of stuff. Let's bring in Cliff a little bit of a video real quickly here concerning this housing market again, guys. Cliff, I want you to hear what he's saying, right? And what I want you to do is, you and I, we're going to respond to this and see what he's saying is actually accurate. Okay, this was on a very popular podcast. His name is AO, wise guy, phenomenal guy. But listen to what he says, Cliff, and he's going to bring in two professionals in the real estate industry, and let's see what they say. Here to go.
So we missed this situation. But today they're going to reveal some things that I need you to understand. Are you a part of the 15% of the people who need to walk away, and why 2025 might be the year everything changes going into 2026? We're covering the lies you've been told, the math they don't want you to see, and watch this, the exact moves smart home buyers are making right now to win in this market. Watch this. I need you to stick with me to the end. Just give me 25-30 minutes, because we are going to give you the exact blueprint of what you need to do to help you make the best decision when it comes to building wealth through real estate. All right, so I'm here with my brother Keith and Ryan, two agents who've been in the trenches of this market shift. So before we dive in,
so these are agents, guys. These are agents. Okay, understand the context. Agents.
Let me set the stage with what's really happening for you all out there. All right, here we go. And put these numbers up on the screen for me, man. Contract cancellations hit 15% in major markets. Homes are sitting 53 days on average on the market. That's 7 days longer than last year. Inventory is up 35.8% year over year. And some forecasts and predict that home values will actually drop about 1% through 2025.
So Cliff, Cliff, before they go a little bit, take a look at this real fast. Do you agree with these numbers here?
I mean, cancellations 15%. That seems a little high. I mean, it depends. Or I mean, it depends what markets. He's saying major markets. You can have New York and California skewed that a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Home sitting on the market average 53. Yeah, that's right. That's about right. Inventory is up 30% is a lot. But I would say inventory is up a little bit. And whole value is dropping. No, I don't see. I see them going up roughly 2 to 3%.
Well, actually.
Okay. So he's saying 1%. He's saying 1% in 2025 dropping. You don't see that as something that's actually happening at all?
No, I mean, I still see enough buyers in the market to keep it going. Especially with the new construction, with them being able. I mean, I literally left a subdivision where they are marketing 3% interest rates.
Okay, and I'm assuming this subdivision you're talking about is a subdivision that these are new construction homes, correct?
Right.
Gotcha. Now, give people some game. How are they able to do 3% when the market is saying 6.5%, 6.25%?
Well, so basically, the builders own the mortgage companies that they're actually that are providing the loan. So what they can do is not take any of the profits, pass all that along to the buyer, negotiate with their own lending applications, right? They have their own kind of banking system.
Correct.
In order to drop those, plus they are the builder, so they can negotiate the prices on that end too.
Yes, they can.
So they're getting both sides of it in order to give you better rates.
Yes, they can. He just gave you guys some game. This is the reason why home builders can be very aggressive. Now, we may disagree initially on those numbers, and we're going to go back to the video here in a second, but at the exact same time, he's right. Home builders are being very aggressive right now because they have to. They got to. They really have to. But look, let's go back to the video real fast because I know we have a hard time. I stop at 5, which is good. Let's go back to the video. Here we go, guys.
Drop about 1% through 2025. Just last month, I had 3 people in our community tell me their dream home purchase fell through. Not because of financing, because they discovered something during the process that made them walk away. And that's when I realized this isn't an isolated incident. This is starting to become a pattern. And so I want to bring my brothers back on the show. First off, it's been 2 months. Where y'all Negroes been?
In the trenches, you said we've been in the trenches, man.
I know y'all have. I know y'all have, man. I love y'all. I'm happy to have you all back. And so I'm thinking, you know what? I just went through the numbers. Let's talk about that. Talk to me about those numbers. Can you all confirm those numbers? Are you all seeing those numbers from your particular chairs?
Yes. Absolutely. And we've seen it go up and down with some variances. I mean, we've had some months where we've seen 10 contracts fall out.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
In 1 month. Yeah.
10 contracts?
10 contracts fall out in 1 month.
And what would you all say is the main reason the contracts are falling off?
I think the main reason is fear.
Yeah.
I think fundamentally that's the main reason. People talk about this thing or that thing. They might say, oh, it's the financing, or we found some in the house. And those are all valid reasons, but those feed back into the basis of it is that it's just everyone's a little bit scared, a little bit unsure, and they're trying to figure out how to make the best move, and they're being very, very careful as they do that.
And the stat that you said, the inventory is up. So with fear, they're like, oh, well, forget this deal. I'll just go to the next property. You know, it's more inventory, it's more choices out there for them to choose from because properties are sitting longer. So if the smallest minute thing can go wrong with a deal, where they're like, oh no, I can go get this. I can go get a better deal over here.
Yeah, and when you say that, we're talking about the
So Cliff, coming back to you and I real quickly, because they have a really cool conversation. But I would say concerning contracts falling out, I am not surprised they're falling out at all because of the fact that rates, number one, I agree with the fear part of, am I getting the best rate? Am I buying at the right price point? Can I really afford it? Because people actually buy on monthly payment, not sales price. Would you agree or disagree?
Right, yeah, 100%.
So it's just, do you agree with, let's say, depending on the market, have you seen a lot of cancellation of contracts when you're appraising properties?
I mean, I don't get to see that side of it, so I don't get to see how many are going under contract and falling out.
Yeah.
But it's houses are sitting on the market. It's not a frenzy. We've seen a frenzy in Dallas.
Oh, we have.
Everything is moving.
Yeah.
We've seen it. This ain't that.
No.
This ain't that.
No.
You know, you're throwing a house up for sale. It's gonna sit.
It is.
There's just not a lot of buyers like there were because price points are higher. Price points are from where we were about, let's say during COVID, when that was the last frenzy about 4 or 5 years ago. We are up about 100, in some places, 50% from there.
Wow.
In equity.
Yeah.
So the buyers are sitting there going like, that's why I told you we're seeing weakness, because I think that it's coming more in line.
Yeah.
You know, from the frenzy at the top, somebody bought a house when he was near the top and they paid $475, $575, and that property today is $100K less. I think there's a lot of people who are underwater who bought at the top.
Yes, sir. And we may do a real estate live just on one strategy that you can actually buy properties that are underwater in a very creative way. Stay tuned, guys. All right. Again, I agree with some of his numbers. What he's saying in some form of fact, it depends on the context, which means the market. Because as you said, New York and California can and even Florida can really skew those numbers. That makes some sense. Now let's dive into the next thing, guys. Now, Cliff, real quickly. Yeah, I gotta say this. Cliff is a guy, he understands cryptocurrency. He knows what it is. We're gonna dive in real quickly, revisit a reset conversation, then we're gonna pivot over to a mortgage as well. So Cliff, let's dive in this real quickly, man, and give me your thoughts on the end, guys. Because last week he cooked, but he didn't cook like he can normally cook. on this subject, Cliff can cook on this one. He can really cook. So, man, here we're gonna dive in this real quick, Cliff, man. Oh, come on with me. There we go. Come on real fast, and we kind of go from here. Here we go.
At the recent economic forum, one of Putin's closest advisors dropped a bombshell. He said that the U.S. is preparing to use crypto and stablecoins to secretly devalue its entire $37 trillion debt. Now, he claims America will put that debt into a crypto cloud they would then use to reset the system. So basically, leaving the rest of the world holding the bag. Now, this is Anton Kobiakov, right? We're talking about. He's a senior advisor to Vladimir Putin for over a decade. This isn't some random official. This is Putin's guy. And you know what? He's actually right, but it's just not in the way that you would think. You see, Russia thinks we're gonna print digital dollars out of thin air, but that's not actually how this works. But the devaluation part, the reset part, that's absolutely happening. Now, real quick, I'm Mark Moss. I've been tracking these monetary resets since the last one. And what's about to happen with stablecoins and the Genius Act that was just passed through is way bigger than what Russia even understands.
Mm-hmm.
So let's break down what's really going on. You ready?
So Cliff, man, I know you and I actually had some conversations about this in the past. The government resetting the debt, have to, or is this a fallacy?
It depends on what you mean by reset. It's not going to zero.
Okay.
I think we'll never pay it.
So let me classify reset. Inflated away.
Oh yeah, have to.
Why?
They've said that already. They've literally came out and said it, that we will inflate the debt away. It's going to be there's only two ways to really do it. You can only freeze the debt.
Yeah.
You cannot, because the debt will never go to zero. And by freezing it, what I mean is we're going to spend a little less,
yeah,
and print money to inflate it away. So that way, for us, our payments kind of stay the same.
Yeah.
But that also means that the debt has to, because we're inflated because we're going to use inflated dollars to pay back our debt. So it's not really going to hurt us as much.
Gotcha. Now, I'm rocking with you, but let's ask the people, how will crypto be used as a tool to inflate the debt away?
Well, so basically it's going to be buying bonds. As more people get the, whatever US crypto,
yeah,
as they get the US dollar crypto, that means there's more demand.
Yeah.
And as there's more demand, people can start creating basically your own bank. All your bank is doing when they give you a bank account is giving you an account to hold your money.
Correct.
And maybe giving you a couple percentage.
Correct.
They're getting that percentage because they're just buying US bonds and
Correct.
giving you a piece.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
Well, what's stopping from any other company from doing that? So they're like, well, we can go out and spend $100 million on bonds, get a crypto wallet, and you can store it with us, and we'll give you a little bit of that return. So as that happens, the U.S. is going to print more money.
Correct.
Because there's more demand, and we can print more money because there's going to be so much demand on the dollar.
I agree 1,000%, guys. They have to use crypto. That's the reason why they use the Genius Act to establish crypto as a stable coin, right? And I think it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, and another one as well. I think it's Tether, another one as well. And basically now the federal government is shaking hands with crypto now. So now they have a federal reserve for crypto and Bitcoin and other stable coins as well, which is flowing that through the banks. So now what Cliff is talking about is they can use crypto to buy government bonds. So therefore they can just inflate the debt away. They will never pay it off. They can't pay it off. There's no way. There's not enough tax revenue for them to actually have to even pay it off, guys. They can never pay it off. So if any politicians tell them we need to cut spending, I agree with that, but you can't. Because if you cut spending, this whole house of cards comes crashing down. You agree, Cliff?
Yeah, you can only cut by so much. But you can't really even, you can cut a little bit, but at the end of the day, you can only freeze and then make the debt seem small, but the amount of printing you're going to do in the future, but you can't do the printing all at once. So you're going to see a steady amount of printing over a long period of time, which means asset prices are guaranteed to go up. That's why you're seeing gold at an all-time high. That's why you're seeing stocks at an all-time high. All asset prices have nowhere to go except up.
That is correct, guys. Now we're going to pivot over to the next topic, guys, is cryptocurrencies used as an asset for mortgages. They have to go here because of the fact that if the federal government is now using cryptocurrency to buy government bonds, they have to also allow this is not new coins. They're leveraging existing coins, right? And I did a whole economy podcast on this one. Go through my YouTube page or Rumble page and go find it. It's all right there. But I may revisit it again next week on the Economy podcast, in addition to tariffs as well also. But at the exact same time, they have to do this. If the government could do this, they have to open it up to the masses. Because what's happening is if they're allowing for cryptocurrency to buy government bonds, Cliff, in a big proponent that people are using to buy government bonds or leverage as a security or retirement pensions?
Oh yeah, the U.S. bonds is the backbone to everybody's return.
So go ahead.
No, so it doesn't matter what you do, from bank accounts to mortgages. Everybody's in bonds.
Everybody is in bonds, guys. So this is the reason why, in order for this to make sense, they're going to have to allow for the consumer to leverage the exact same thing. Why? Because how money is created. Money is debt. It's just new debt. If they're going to inflate the debt away, they have to open up the entire market to actually what's what I'm looking for, to actually take part in the activities of the market. By why? Allowing for you to use your cryptocurrency to what? To be an instrument to be used to create new debt. All right.
Yeah, and you got me thinking too. Probably whoever's the first to market with a crypto solution is going to win. Well, is going to get a first start. So I probably would go look at stocks of the top financial companies who are already looking into issuing crypto themselves and adding that to their portfolio and allowing their customers to. Everybody's going to flock to them.
They are. Here's a video real fast, Cliff, on this man. Here we go.
First time ever, America's mortgage giants, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, will recognize your crypto as an asset when you apply for a home loan. That means your Bitcoin, Ethereum, or stablecoins can help you buy a home without even cashing out or triggering taxes.
Wow.
So how does this all actually work, and who's already doing it? So this move comes straight from the top, the Federal Housing Finance Agency, and they just ordered Fannie and Freddie to count crypto held on U.S. regulated exchanges as part of your mortgage application. So the cool thing is you don't even need to convert it to dollars first. Your digital assets now count as reserves like stocks or cash. Traditionally, homeowners had to show cash, stocks, or bonds as proof they can cover the loan. Now, if you have crypto on a regulated exchange like Coinbase, it goes right into your risk assessment. Lenders will still need to factor in crypto's volatility and may require extra risk controls, but the door is officially open. But it actually turns out some fintech companies have already been doing this. A company called Milo has already originated over $65 million in crypto mortgages. You pledge your Bitcoin or Ethereum as collateral, no down payment, no selling, and you keep the upside. Another company called Let-In lets you use Bitcoin for a mortgage, and Miami's mayor even bought property this way.
Wow.
Two other companies, Nexo and Figure, offer similar loans, letting you borrow against your crypto at rates from 9% to 13%. Here's how a crypto mortgage currently typically works. You transfer your crypto to a secure regulated custodian like Coinbase. The lender will lock it in as collateral and get a mortgage, sometimes up to 100% finance.
Wow.
If your crypto value drops, you might need to add more or pay down the loan. If you repay, you get your crypto back. This isn't just a niche trend. Over 130 public companies now hold $87 billion in Bitcoin, and 55 million Americans own crypto. The crypto mortgage market is growing fast, with billions in loans already originated. And now with Fannie and Freddie on board, we could see mainstream banks join in the future. But there are risks. Crypto's price can swing wildly, so lenders build in margin calls and risk adjustments. Fannie and Freddie will only count crypto held on US regulated exchanges, and they'll require extra checks for volatility. This is more than just a policy change. It's a bridge between digital wealth and real-world assets. If you built up a crypto portfolio, you might be able to soon buy a home without even selling a single coin.
And that's Cliff, man. Comments, brother, on that one, man. This your space. Holla at the people.
Yeah, I mean, it's from my perspective, it works traditionally just like stocks. They're just adding another asset. Another question is, so right now the lending is coming from a cash perspective, meaning people are coming out of actual dollars in order to get lent against. I'm not sure what the Genius Act is going to do, but let's say Bank of America is going to let you lend against crypto in their account.
Yeah.
And that's money creation.
Mm.
That's going to create more inflation into the market, pushing asset prices higher. Now, if they allow that, that opens up what? I don't know what the crypto market is. Let's say it's $1 trillion. That should open up 500 million. I'm sorry, 500 billion in excess cash hitting the market that didn't exist before because the banks are now going to allow you to create money on that. Man, it's a my thing is, what's the use case of crypto? That's my whole thing. What can you actually do right now? You can own it. You own
Sure.
Solana,
Sure.
Bitcoin, ETH. What does it do?
Sure.
Bitcoin is it's owning it is its use case.
Yeah.
It's a insurance policy against the system.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's the people's money. The government can't control it. Nobody can.
Correct. Correct.
The question is who's going to create a use case for crypto? Who's actually going to create something that you can build on it that actually has, maybe it's an insurance company, transactions.
Sure.
Somebody's going to come along, and that's where you got to look out for to find who's really going to make a change there.
I think what's happening right now is banks right now have created their own coins within the bank, and it's shaking hands with the cryptocurrency that the government is allowing right now. And so what you just described is already happening right now. Already happening. So, but it hasn't been really announced on a broad spectrum. If you guys want to know a little bit about this, the first video we played, Mark Moss, he does an entire video on this. He has a whole series on cryptocurrency, and when it comes to the Stable Act or the Genius Act, and also when it comes to the financial market and how the government is utilizing with the concert agreement with the banks. Now they already have their own coins now. It's already there. It's already done. It's done. And so what Cliff just described is about to happen. This is how, in my opinion, guys, what they're going to do is they're going to lean that way, right? And I think it's going to happen in a more expedient way, Cliff, with the new Federal Reserve chairman is installed, and that also their governor. That's when they're going to roll out.
Yeah,
that's when Cliff was talking about more cuts are coming. That's when they're going to begin to really cut.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Next year because I think Trump is thinking the only way to get this economy moving, I mean, gasoline on the fire, is to drop interest rates to crazy low, get this engine going, get the economy moving.
Yes.
If we can get mortgage rates to where the average mortgage is, I don't know, under 5.5.
Yeah.
And then you could buy it down to 4s.
Yeah.
That will get the market moved. Because you got to realize there's trillions of dollars in equity sitting in real estate. They want to remove that out the system, get it into the economy.
Correct.
Because remember, that cash that's sitting in the real estate, what is it doing? Nothing. It's not working. It's only working in terms of sitting there. What they want you to do is sell it, activate it some kind of way to put it into the stock, bond, gold market, something to where that money is now utilized by a company to create more products and services.
That is it, guys. That is it. Real quickly, Cliff, because guys, we have a hard stop in 8 minutes. Hard stop, guys. Cliff, with this type of scenario, guys, real quickly, what pivot can investors make? I'll go first with this new play when it comes to real estate. I would say if you are an investor and you have crypto, begin to utilize crypto in a way to where you can actually leverage that to get more favorable terms and more favorable LTVs. I would say on the front end of your acquiring, not on the refinance. Let the market determine the refinance, right? Outside of your crypto, and let your crypto be able to, you can be able to leverage that to acquire properties below wholesale. So at the end, you get to keep your Bitcoin as it increases in value. I know it's volatile, but it's going to increase. It realistically is. But also you have crypto increasing. Also, you actually added value to your real estate. That's also increasing. Now you have double assets increasing at the exact same time, Cliff. That's what I would say. That you agree or disagree?
Yeah, it's the way to do it because you get to utilize 100% of your assets. So if the market goes up 10%, you're actually taking you save 100K, you're gonna make that 10 grand
correct
on that 100,000. So if you borrow 50, now it's 40.
Correct.
and you're allowing that to just grow, so it accumulates at a higher percentage when you can borrow against your assets. And you got to look at where you're borrowing from. Some places have some excellent borrowing rates, like 5-6% that you could borrow from your assets, which is amazing. That if you could borrow at that rate, so you can pay yourself back at a lower rate.
Yes,
man, that's phenomenal.
It's tremendously phenomenal, guys. But guys, again, we'll go a little bit more deep in this in another time, guys. Real quickly, guys, before we get off, real quickly, Cliff, man, you guys, you have a licensed appraiser on the screen. I'm a private equity investor and real estate developer. You have a real estate investor, developer, and appraiser. Guys, Cliff, tell them about Hunter Appraiser, man, how you can help them out. Talk to the people.
Yeah, so Hunter Appraisal Services do real estate appraising in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, also throughout Texas, also doing consulting. So if you're looking at possibly building a subdivision, doing a real estate deal, do consulting for that too. I've done write-ups for people having to do reports about building commercial buildings as well. Just go to the website, and if you need an appraisal, sign up. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. And working on some things. I got to talk it over with Dale that, but maybe starting some other things as well to add on to it. But one part is doing commercial, and a second one we'll see here pretty soon. Hit us up at Hunter Appraisal and let you know, but maybe going into doing some investment mortgages as well. So we'll see how that goes.
Yes, sir, guys. And then lastly, guys, again, reach out to Cliff on them, guys. If you ain't reaching out to Cliff, man, something's wrong with you. Something is really wrong with you. Also, guys, we are giving away a free ebook called Distressed Property Investment. We talked about when it came to cryptocurrency, guys, real quickly, is you want to buy at the right price point. That's below wholesale, guys. The only way you know how to do that is if you learn the skills to be able to do that. We're giving away for free, guys. Do one of three things, guys. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this one up. One of three things. Number one, scan on the QR code on the screen right there. Number two, look in the show notes below. Right, click on the link down there. Or number three, DM us the word real estate, guys, and our team will get it out to you immediately. It is 100% free. Our whole thing is to get you over the knowledge you need to be able to learn how to locate distressed properties, specifically in a time frame to where distressed properties are prevalent, man. Cliff, you want to say anything before we get off, big dog?
No, man, you already know. You're one deal away. Hit us up. Man, just listen in, man. We're gonna give you some more information and just come back next week, man.
Yes, sir. Peace. Guys, thanks so much for your time. God bless you. See you next time, guys. You know I look better than Cliff. It's all good, baby.
Oh, you see him sticking it in there. Don't believe your boy. Don't believe your boy on that one. Y'all already know.
All right. Oh, Cliff, one last thing, man. What do you think about the Mavs, bro? You see the game?
Oh man, we beasting. Y'all already know. We ain't even got Kyrie back, boy. We ain't got Kyrie back. When Cooper looking like a beast with him and KD, man. People don't realize. They think he's tall. He's a boy 6'10".
6'10".
The boy's 6'10". So we got 6'10", 7 foot, and the other center 7 foot. Man, watch out for us when we get Kyrie back. We got 3 number 1 picks on the team. It's over.
D'Lo look good at the point though.
Yeah, because he got that 3. So now we got him and Clay out there because D'Lo he good shooter.
He can.
You know what I mean? So he's a good little backup. He's a good backup for Kyrie while he getting good. So we can put him in. He can hit that 3. He ain't with the handles. He hit that outside shot. But we're gonna work through AD though. We're gonna work through AD.
Yes, but guys, man, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Mavs. I'm pretty excited about the season, guys. You know how we end every time. Take pictures for your mom now. See you next week, guys. All right, y'all. Peace.
Okay, so you did fixes and flips first, or were they? Now it sounds like you're more buy and hold. Okay, so you're wholesaling first. Okay,
because I was broke. I had no credit. I had no money, so I had to get some money coming in. So I learned how to do wholesale.
And you were doing wholesaling at the good time too.
2000.
When it wasn't so saturated.
I kind of saw the debacle coming. Okay, it didn't make any sense. I was like, wait a minute, how can you lend out to retail buyers 99.7%?
Yeah,
just a little bit of a down tick. It's insolvent.
And you got to remember, in some states, because I lived in Florida at the time, you could have loan to value above 100% of your property.
Right.
The first property that I bought, it was 110%. We left the bank with like $30,000.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It was amazing to me. I was like, why am I not doing this all the time? But then clearly 08, 09 let me know why people shouldn't have been doing that all the time.
08, 09, that's why I made a lion's share of my money.
Wow.
People
Okay.
were actually running from the cows. I was running to it.
Of course.
Because I saw it was coming.
Okay.
A lot of my business colleagues back then were buying flippers.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was wise for me to share 50% of my profit with Uncle Sam. He didn't do no work.
Okay.
So why would I give him free money?
Of course. Of course.
I said,
Of course.
okay, how can I make sure I'm still legal, but keep the lion's share of the cash flow?
Of course.
So I began studying the tax code with my accountants and CPAs, and I said, okay, I'm going to buy a whole lot of properties. Now watch this. I actually buy a lot of properties. I take home money when I actually acquire it. Every single time.
Okay, you need to break that down just a little bit.
If you wanted to know how successful real estate investors make money with their acquired real estate and not when they sell it, click on the link below or swipe up and download our free ebook, Distressed Property Investing. The blueprint is in the ebook. Stay blessed, holla at your partner, and download the ebook today.
Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks. Bless God, give thanks.